Hello everyone, this is Dor. I'm here in El Salvador, El Tunco Beach, and it's a really amazing place that I want to share with you this video that is about two different kinds of healing. Now, why would you want to know that? The reason is that maybe you're practicing some kind of healing unconsciously. Maybe you let healing happen to you unconsciously. Maybe you're a healer, or you're giving some kind of a treatment or massages to people, therapy, theta healing, medicine kind of way. Maybe you're traveling around the world and maybe you don't get the full map of what is healing. So you can really use the distinctions in this video to get more of a new map, or a larger picture of what is healing and how it happens. Healing is everywhere. Even if you're a surfer and you just went into the water and you got out of the water, and you might feel frustration, this stuck emotion of anger. You might feel bored, or you might feel overwhelmed from the water. The water was so much for you, you're overwhelmed, there's all this emotion stuck in you, and it might trigger something from your past, like you drowned in the past, or you might have huge emotion of fear of just getting in, or even not even surfing, maybe even in your work you might feel burned out. So all of these different kind of stuck emotions are doorways for healing. So it might be an energetic healing, an emotional healing, a physical healing, intellectual healing, whatever it is. It's a doorway for you to find a treasure that is there for you, for your next step in life. It's here to serve your evolution, your transformation in life. So that's why you want to know about healing, because maybe you're stuck with something right now. Maybe there's something in your life that you're challenged with and you want to get through to the other side. Let's jump into the video so you can really get the sense of it. All right, so now let's get into the two different kinds of healing. One healing, and we start with the second one actually. The second one is integrative healing. It's healing that requires integration. It requires someone to hold you. It's kind of this passive healing. It's kind of like indirect healing. And my friend Kian, that started to talk about the distinction and gave it to me, said it's kind of like a yin and yang of healing. There's the healing that is the indirect part of healing. And that happens when you integrate, when you take some time for yourself in nature. Maybe you kind of went through an emotional healing process, which is the first kind of healing, and then you need the healing that is more passive. You need some time, you need to integrate, you need someone to hold you, you need the whole tribe to hold you, you need to be part of a ceremony or something like that. You have all these ways to do the second healing, which is passive. And the first part of healing is direct healing, which is an emotional healing process, which means someone is sitting with you and holding and navigating space for your healing process, which means you're actively going into the healing. Usually this emotional healing process, they come from possibility management, because I haven't met other people that do that really know how to do that. So you sit in front of each other and the space holder asks you, what can I do for you? Because that's a form of a radical responsible healing, which means you're responsible for your own healing. You're not a patient. You're a client. You come here, you navigate consciously, you take responsibility for your process, you ask for it, you learn it also from the person that gives it to you, you learn it, and then you can do it for other people. So you sit in front of each other, and the space holder asks you all these questions and navigating, so you can connect to your emotions and go back to the first time they got stuck. Now notice I'm talking about the emotional body, because this form of healing goes through the emotional body, but it actually can work in all of the 5 bodies. It can work on removing energetic blocks, for example. It can work on making new decisions, which is kind of intellectual, but it's maybe coming really decision that you made for your life. So it's actually the fifth body. And it can even help with pains and stuff that is chronic in your physical body. So this form of direct healing works on all the five bodies. And then you sit together, you navigate, then in the end you make new decisions, or a lot of things can happen. You can make other agreements with yourself. You can get new possibilities, new practices, experiments to do. You can just stay with the pain. And then from there you move to the second part of healing, which is more integrative healing. So we're going to tell you, now go be with yourself, take some time for yourself, be kind to yourself, drink a lot of water, rest, maybe get a holding, someone is going to hold you, or go to nature, like spend a day in nature. And all this is all the second kind of healing, right? The integrative healing. Another example of that is like you broke your hand. At the beginning, the doctor is going to come and he's going to actively fix your hand, put the bones in place. And then the second part is you have a month to kind of like let the bones heal and cure. And that's the second part of healing. So you can see how these two healings work together. Now, there's no particular order where this is working. Because, for example, how would the second kind of healing happen before the first kind of healing? So maybe people that come, for example, for emotional healing processes, they came after they had a lot of time for themselves and a lot of the second kind of healing. They had a lot of time of integration of just their life, and then they're ready to do more of an active kind of process. For example, someone that did a lot of Vipassana workshops and meditations and different kind of retreats and vacations and traveled, which are all part of the second inactive part of healing. Someone that did all of that now is kind of like, okay, I need more direct healing. And then he comes and he asks for an emotional healing process, more direct kind of healing. And then there's a cycle between them. So it's not that one of them needs to come before the other. So now you can see how a lot of spiritual stuff and new age stuff is working mainly on the second kind of healing, more the integrative part of healing. So there's a lot of being silent, there's a lot of like retreating, a lot of, being by yourself, not having just like ordinary conversation, taking care of your body, like eating very healthy food, like doing all this cleansing, like body cleansing with all these kind of foods. And all of that are different kind of second part of healing. And then the first kind of healing you probably never really experienced. Was never introduced to you, probably. So you might have a big thirst for first kind of healing, for direct kind of healing. What is healing exactly? Healing is a bright principle. It's like transformation, adventure, possibilities. It's a force of the universe that you can use consciously or unconsciously. So it can happen to you unconsciously, like you can get yourself in some kind of an adventure unconsciously and just find yourself there. Or you can use it consciously, where you go through healing with a purpose. You can wander into it, but you can also really choose to serve that bright principle. And in many levels, people that call themselves healers, in some way they chose to serve healing. So if you have more questions about the two kinds of healing, make sure you write them here below, or you send me in a private message. I would love to talk to you. I might go on a walk on the beach and do some second integration kind of healing soon. Thank you for watching. See you next time.